Okay, thank you so much for asking this question. So I'm going to explain three things: cryptocurrency, blockchain, and then Web3. So let's talk about what cryptocurrencies. What are cryptocurrencies? Cryptocurrencies are digital money that exist on the blockchain. That's the simplest form. They are digital money that exist on the blockchain. What is the blockchain? The blockchain is a technology that makes it possible for anybody to contribute data to, and not be able to erase it. So think of the blockchain like the third layer of the internet. That's what the blockchain is. It is the third layer of the internet. What you know as the internet today, look at a third version where if you had TikTok on the blockchain, your accounts can never be deleted. If you had if you had Facebook on the blockchain, you won't, or Instagram on the blockchain, you would have situations where your account is deleted. If you have an algorithm on the blockchain, that algorithm cannot erase data. So think of the blockchain as a technology that is the third layer of the internet. It is the internet, but the internet that you can own. So when you think of the blockchain, don't start thinking about okay, you must understand everything, because if I ask you to explain how the normal internet works, HTTPS protocol, the fiber networks, the networks, you just know that you turn on your phone, and if you subscribe your data, you're able to use it. But you can do some other research and understand how the internet works. But at the end of the day, you don't need to completely understand it to begin using it. Do you get? So think of the blockchain as the third layer of the internet. That's what it is. It is the part of the internet. It is that technology that allows you own whatever data you contribute to the internet. That's what it is. Of course, when you do your research, you would hear distributed ledger technology, distributed ledger system. What the ledger system means is a data submission system, or a data entry system where you cannot delete the data, you can only contribute to it. That's where you hear things like immutable. Now, when we talk about the data, don't think of data as just records of transactions, because you will hear that too, records of transactions. Think of the data as any information that exists, that you can store, that can exist in a digital form. So when you think about it like that, then you understand why cryptocurrencies are important in um in this space. Before I talk about more again about cryptocurrency, let's talk about money. Now, I told you what cryptocurrencies are. Cryptocurrencies are digital money that exists on the blockchain, right? So they won't be crypto if they didn't exist on the blockchain. They have to exist on the blockchain for them to be cryptocurrencies. Do you get my point? Now, let's look at money. You use digital money today. A lot of us use digital money. Like, this is 2026, right? We have what's it called? And you have your bank app, and in your bank app you have maybe like 100,000 naira or a million naira. That is digits. You don't have the cash, but it is money. Even though it's in your bank app, even though it is digital, it is money. What's controlling it? A ledger system, a software ledger system. You can't do money without ledgers. Even in the 90s, even in the 1900s, in the all the way back to the existence of money, ledgers have always been important. Right? Transactions are important. Do you understand me? So ledger systems are important for any kind of money at all. There has to be a record of when money left, when it came, what date, who did it go to, what process did it follow. Do you understand? Let's come back to the digital money. So you have 100,000 naira in your account. For you to turn that 100,000 naira to cash if you want, or pay for something, people need the environment that you want to pay for, or pay for something on, or collect money from, has to be connected to a network. That is why I can make a transfer to somebody's money point account and they receive it, because there is a network that my OPay speaks to Money Point on, or speaks to GT Bank on, or speaks to Zenith Bank on, or speaks to Access Bank on, where when I remove money from my account, it appears there, but it is digital. If I want to collect that cash, if I want to convert the 100,000 naira to cash, there has to be a POS that can talk with my account in a network, such that when I put in my card, it can connect to the money that is in my account, deduct it, and then whatever I've paid for is approved. It prints out a teller for me to say proof this person has paid this. Do you understand? If I were to go to an ATM to withdraw money, the ATM needs to be able to recognize my card. My card has to be part of the network. My card has to be able to talk to that network. So you are already doing digital money. It's just not on the blockchain. It is a centralized network. Centralized. So when we talk about the blockchain, you hear decentralized a lot. What does that mean? That means that just one entity is not in control of the entire network. Here today, our digital money, and several one entities are in control. Do you understand? So that's why your account can be frozen. That is why your money can be deducted. Money can just get deducted from your account without your permission, without your approval, without anything, because you actually don't own the money. You don't own it. You have a representation of ownership. I did a really cool video on what the blockchain is. I think just check. There's a playlist. I created a playlist. Just go to that playlist. You would see the video on what the blockchain is. I spoke extensively on ownership. So the money that you have is controlled by a centralized source, by a centralized body. Of course, yes, there's a network. There is a network for us to be able to pay ourselves and do transfers, receive money, confirm payments, It's all digital. The difference between our current system of money and the decentralized system of money is that there is no one central body controlling the ledger. It's being controlled by the blockchain, not like even controlled, it's decentralized. Anybody can contribute the data to the network, but they can't delete anything. Do you understand me? I hope you understand me. So that's it for money. So when you look at cryptocurrency makes money move freely, right? Because of that centralized network system that our traditional finance has, which when we talk about traditional finance, banks and all, because of that central network system our traditional finance has, when you want to send money to somebody in the US or receive money from somebody in the US, it is slow, and then your money gets caught. When I can just send USDC to somebody in the US and they receive it in 30 seconds, depending on our network speed. And the fee is like $0.001. That's like, it's less than a cent. Do you understand me? Because when money exists on chain, it is free to move. It is programmable. Now, what does the blockchain do? Why is the blockchain important in this? The blockchain is important because anything digital can be copied and pasted. Anything digital has the ability to be copied and pasted. So if money exists digitally, what prevents somebody from pressing numbers somewhere and adding a zero to the 100,000 naira that I have in my account and showing I have 1 million, and the network will recognize that I have that 1 million? What prevents that from happening? With the blockchain, you can't do that because of the kind of ledger system that it has, where data can only be contributed to. It cannot be edited out. Do you understand my point? So that's why when somebody sends you one Bitcoin, it actually leaves that wallet and comes to your wallet, and the network can verify and look at it and say, okay, yes, this money is leaving this person's wallet to come to the other. So now what is Web3? Web3 is the industry. Web3 is the industry where blockchain, cryptocurrency, and the humans, us that work in it, exist. It is the third layer of the internet.